Hi guys, Dr. Mel here. We are busy with chemistry. And chemistry, specifically electrochemistry, has the galvanic cells and the electrolytic cells. And this lesson will give you a good idea of what the type of electrolytic cells we find. So, we've done electrochemistry, the reducing oxidizing agents, where we did the oxidizing and the reduction reactions. We've done the definitions, and always remember, write the little acronym oil rig on your paper. Then you'll never forget that oxidation is the loss of electrons and reduction is the gain of electrons. We've done electrodes, electrolytes, we've done the electrolysis. We're now going to have a look at specific types of electrolysis. We covered the chemistry part in the first 2-3 lessons with galvanic cells. So electrolysis is specifically where we start with electrical energy. Do you see there? In one container, and we've got a cathode which attracts the cations. And remember, the cations will be the positive ions, so this will be the negative pole. On the other hand, we've got the positive pole which attracts the anions. And I always remember the anions, the N is the negative ions. So remember, you've got two different types of ions and they will be attracted to the anode and the cathode. Electrolysis, remember, is graphite inactive electrolytes. Do you see there? Electrodes, sorry. But we've got electrolytes in here. And they will now start moving towards the anode and the cathode. Important, we start with electricity, so we've got direct current. Now the first type of electrolytic cells we are going to do is the one where we decompose copper chloride. Now remember, copper will be copper 2 plus, and chloride, because there's one charge there, I will have two of these. So in my cell electrolyte here, I've got then copper 2 plus and I've got chlorine or chloride ions. These will be the positive and the negative. So this is the anion and this is the cation. And you already know what's going to happen here. The anion will move towards the anode and the cation will move towards the cathode. That's actually the few deductions I make whilst I'm reading the question. Right, the anode we said is positive because it attracts the negative, and there you see it's the chloride. Can you see it's exactly what I said here? So I'm just summarizing it in a table. The cathode will attract the positive cations, and you know it's the copper. So remember, anox, the oxidation is the loss of electrons, whereas reduction is the gain of electrons. Right, the first one then, decomposition of copper chloride, and you can take any ionic electrolyte. Anything with a plus and a minus will then be separated because you actually draw them towards the electrodes. In a second type, we're going to take water and we're going to put that into a experiment where we again going to do electrolysis. So I've got the negative and the positive charges or the poles of the source, the power supply, and I've got water in there. Now we have a little bit of acid just to decompose the water, and you'll see what's going to happen, that the negative ions will move towards the positive or the anode, and the positive ions will move towards the negative cathode. So important that we know that already. Let's see what will happen with the water. I'm going back to my table. you find there, and please have a look at your table. It's quite important for you to see that you've got two water reactions on there. At the top, you'll find two H2O plus 2 electrons forming H2 plus 2 OH. I'm going to write that down here. So we've got 2 H2O forming, let's just go back and just make sure, 2 electrons forming H2 plus 2 OH. And remember, that was at the top there. So this one is going there. And at the bottom, right here at the bottom, you'll find the other water. Now remember, this is the weak reducing agent. And that was the weak oxidizing agent. Let's write down that half reaction. So that one is 2H2O will give me O2 plus 4H plus 4 electrons. I'm going to show you again, guys. Go and have a look at your electropotential table, and you'll find those two water reactions. Where this water, you see there, will form hydrogen gas, and this water here will form oxygen gas. So let's now get the two half reactions. Can you see there? There I've got the gain of electrons. Can you remember what's the gain? Reduction is gain, and on the other hand, we've got oxidation, which is the loss of electrons. I put this into a table so that you can actually grasp it, very similar to the previous type of electrolysis. The anode, anox, cathode, cathode. It's the positive charges and the negative charges of the electrode. So this anode is a positive pole, then cathode is the negative pole. So what's going to happen? I've got the water becoming oxygen, 4 hydrogen ions and 4 electrons. You know that is the loss of electrons. It is the oxidation half reaction. On the other side, I've got water accepting electrons. Therefore, it's the reduction half reaction forming hydrogen and hydroxide ions. I need to give the net reaction. So we know now that we've got 4 electrons there and 2 electrons there. So it needs to be balanced. You cannot give away 4 electrons but only accept 2 electrons. So I'm going to balance it so that I've got 4 everywhere. I'm going to take a reaction like that. I'm going to multiply it with 2 so that I've got 4H2O plus 2 times 2 is 4 electrons. 2 times 1 is 2H2 plus 2 times 2, 4 hydroxide. Now I'm going to add them together. I'm going to add that reaction there with this reaction here. Now it's quite unneat, so let me just take away a little bit of the writing here. I'm going to take that away so that you can see here we've got 4H2O. And can you see I had 2 there and 4 giving me 6. I had oxygen there it is, and I had the hydrogen. Can you see there it is? And then important, guys, I've got the 4 hydrogen as well as the 2 hydroxide, and this will now form, let me just check if I'm correct, this should be 4. This is 4 hydroxide. So these will form 4 water. What did we do? We actually took water and we made oxygen as well as hydrogen gas. We separated those two from the water. So important that we know that electrolysis is separation of electrolytes. Right, a third example. If I've got copper 2 chloride, and we've done a similar reaction just now, what will electrolysis do? So I've got in this container here copper 2 plus and chloride ions. Now we know already, we're clever enough to know this will move to the positive electrode, which we know is the cathode. And the negative will move, because it's anions, they will move towards the anions, they will move towards the anode. So that we know, and then we just have a look at our table. Right, we've got copper 2 chloride, where the copper will become copper solid and the chloride will become chlorine gas. We know we've got water in there as well, but it's not active in this reaction. It's similar to all the previous examples. You then add these two together, 2 electrons there, 2 there, so it's easy. It's the copper 2 plus ions with the chloride ions, and remember, in this little beaker you had copper 2 plus and Cl minus, 2 of them, and those two will now form, do you see there, the copper 2 plus becomes copper solid. Can you think what copper solid is? It's a precipitate. So you'll see the copper metal, the reddish metal around that electrode. On the other hand, you'll form chlorine gas and you'll smell it. It's a gas that's being collated at that specific site. So electrolysis of copper is now a little bit different. So what we'll find here is that when we've got copper and we've got 2 copper electrodes, we will actually have copper solid going to copper ions and copper ions becoming copper solid. Now, why do we do that? Because on the one side, we'll have impure copper. Now, that can be an ore with, and in that can be zinc, there can be pieces of gold, there can be platinum in there, and we'll then find the copper solid will become copper 2 plus 2 electrons. This is this side. On the other side, you've got pure copper. So the pure copper here will now take the copper 2 plus, it's this one here, plus the 2 electrons, and it will become copper solid. And that's a way to purify copper in an ore form, where you take it, it becomes an ion, and it then becomes a pure copper substance in the solid phase. Right, let's see what we did. We did the decomposition of chloride and copper. We did have a look at the copper ore becoming copper again, and in the next lesson we're going to repeat that. And you saw the decomposition of water, and when we took the water, we actually made oxygen and hydrogen gases. Remember, we do this because we've got electrical energy. We can separate substances. I hope you enjoy working with these chemical reactions, because it's very, very useful when you're going to study chemistry, that you actually can identify the different types. Obviously, you're going to write exams, so you will be expected to make a few comparisons, or even what's the differences between them. Have a look at past papers, guys. There's Siavula Science Clinic. There's many sources available on the internet. I get excited when I work with chemistry. I hope you do as well. Bye.